Morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. I hope everyone is doing great. Um, uh, Heartfelt welcome here from the city managers to all those folks watching my mornings with the manager today. I hope you're doing great. It's overcast in Monterey, and hopefully by 11 o'clock again, the sun will peek out, and we know that the town is full during summer. We have a large-scale conference in town today, and also next week another conference. This conference this week has about 800 participants. Next week will be slightly larger with 1,100 participants. So the business, the conference center business is doing all right. It's has some neutral points in between where we do not have groups in the house, but this week and the following week is looking pretty good. Thank you for watching today. I have a few items I want to share with you. Number one is a brief recap of the 4th of July event. I think it was a great success. We had a wonderful parade. A lot of folks, thousands were lining up along the parade route, Alvarado Street and Del Monte and back on Cali Principal. So I think this was a huge success. And then, of course, our backyard barbecue was great, led off by a Motown band and then other bands. There was a great mix of music that included a variety of musicians that really great. Provided great entertainment for the crowd. So I think it was also new that we had food trucks on the streets and some non-profit vendors. In the past, it was mainly just non-profits, but this year we wanted to ensure that there were enough food opportunities as well, and so we opened up the street also for food trucks as well as non-profits who were selling their goods and food items there. So all that went off without a hitch, and of course we were able to celebrate a peaceful 4th of July. It was, of course, overshadowed by the events from in Parkland, and no, not Parkland. I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about. It was overshadowed by the shooting at the 4th of July parade, and of course that is something near Chicago, and of course, as you know, we have to consider that in the future as well. So it's a sad fact of life, and be assured that we have worked also with the business associations to let them know that access to the rooftops should be something that should be blocked off also at all times. So with that, fireworks in Monterey, the traditional fireworks that we kind of canceled or discontinued, I believe it was sometime in 2006, 2007, are not going on. For those who live in Monterey, they can always look across the bay and enjoy the fireworks that's going off at all hours around us in Seaside, and of course some of them in our neighborhoods at odd hours. And of course we did our best to ensure that this stays within reason, because we are enforcing strict fines. But 4th of July, again, thanks to our team, they put it together in a rather quick order. We made the decision late in the game, sometime in April, I feel like, that we said, okay, let's go for it and see to get it, how we can put it together despite all the challenges we have with the pandemic, etc. Thanks also goes to OMBA, their executive director, Rick Johnson. He is the heart and motor of the 4th of July parade. They have done this now for a couple of years, supported financially by the city of Monterey with around $15,000. But they are organizing the parade, and Rick Johnson has done an excellent job. Rick Johnson will retire by the end of this month. And so a thank you and a shout out to Rick for all the good work that he has done. Rick Johnson distinguished himself over many, many years by also coming to council meetings and advocating for his business associations. He also is the executive director for the new Monterey Business Association, but also commenting on other issues of interest for the city. And that is always a great attitude that I think our council and staff likes to see when folks come and speak also about topics that are of general interest and that affect them one way or another, and share their opinions there as well, and not just go out and ask for their own business interest, which is totally normal and okay, but that was where Rick distinguished himself from others. I read what Dan Presser is asking us. He's talking about gas-powered equipment and electric. The city should provide a list of gardeners with electronic tools. No, we will not do that because just by definition of that list, we will overlook some landscaping businesses, and then we will get. It looks like we are endorsing just one over the other. So Dan, this is a great idea, but I think you can do your own research and find out who you like to have as a gardener for your gardens when you can afford to hire a gardener. So in other words, do your homework, do it yourself. We as the city, we will not provide those type of lists because that will lead to other lists, and frankly that's not part of our core functions here to create those type of lists. But it's a good idea, and then maybe your neighborhood association can put this together and you can publish it on your neighborhood association web page. The next good news story that I wanted to share with you is water slides. The water slide in the sports center, in the conference center. Maybe we should have one there as well. The water slide in the sports center has reopened. What we did was we applied a temporary fix. It was inspected by the state inspector for water slides. It's totally functional and okay, and it will allow us to bridge a few months the operation there until we are going after the big replacement of or restoration of the water slide. So we started a quiet sliding a couple of days ago, and today is the official reopening of the water slide. Keep in mind, it is a temporary fix, which is again, like I said, absolutely safe and was inspected by the state water slide inspector, but we will have to invest some money into that. And I understand that there's possibly also a fundraising campaign being organized right now. So stay tuned for more information of that. But big news from the Sports Center this morning: officially the water slide is open. Updates this year, November, are elections. They are very, very important. If you follow the news from across the country, you have seen the attacks on voting rights that are happening left and right. Now, our state is in a different position, but nevertheless, also in November we have elections. As you've heard in the news, we have two council members running for mayor right now. That's Councilmember Williamson and Councilmember Albert, who threw his hat in the ring yesterday morning. We also have papers filed for running for District 1 and 2. Those informations are all available on our website, and they are not yet official candidates. The candidates will be then officially candidates when the filing period has closed. So until then, people have filed for the paperwork right now, and you can find all the information on our website at the city clerk, and you have to do a little bit of search there and just say who filed what in the last 3 months or 6 months. For District 1, we have somebody named Kim Barber. She has filed the appropriate forms for District 1. And for District 2, we have Councilmember Ed Smith. running for the newly formed district too. So again, information about all of that is on our website. And if you cannot find it because it's not really prominently displayed, because everything is important here in the city, so we have to ensure that everything is displayed, shoot me an email and I'll send you the link. Happy to do that. The next council meeting, we will be discussing a cannabis ballot measure. It was already approved last week or 2 weeks ago. We just bring it back to the council to add a little bit more clarity in the proposed ballot language. This will be the cannabis tax that we are allowed to charge then cannabis operators in the city. It will be proposed to the city council next week, Tuesday. Suggestion is to create a range of anywhere between 4 to 8% of additional business license tax. So we have to take a look at that and again discuss it with everyone next week, Tuesday. So please tune in if you want to learn more about that. We'll also next week have Parks and Recreation Month declared. Since it's our first meeting in July, we skipped the July 5th meeting. July is traditionally the Parks and Recreation Month, and we will propose that to the council to recognize Parks and Recreation. We still have, for the last 2 weeks of Camp Kinsabe, a few seats open. So if you have children or young children that you like to send to Camp Kinsabe, please feel free to consider that. Go onto our website and see how you can sign up your kid. That's the 1 week, 5-day camp out at Toro Park next to Highway 68 going to Salinas. You can see that we continue to do a lot of work with Measure P and Measure S. That tax measure that was approved by the voters the first time in 2014, then renewed in 2018, dedicates 1% of sales tax to road improvements, sidewalk improvements, storm drain improvements, and that's really, really a wonderful infusion into the city. We have improved our road condition index from something, if I recall, 50 in the 50 range, mid 50 range, to over 75, 76 now, and it will continue to go up. We are generating about $9 to $10 million annually in sales tax revenues just for this purpose, and it all goes to road improvements, and that has been a wonderful addition. And you see a lot of work going on everywhere in town, including neighborhoods and also in some other streets or main arterials. Right now also we have work being conducted here around city halls, on the sidewalks, where we provide new ADA accessible ramps, etc. So there's a lot of good being done with that work. That work is progressing, and we have a lot of information about that also on our website, where you can actually see what we have done in your neighborhood and also all across the city, and what we actually plan on doing. As always, if you think we are overlooking something or something doesn't look right to you, you all are our eyes and ears. Shoot us an email and we'll respond, and we'll let you know what the plan is for your particular street or for your particular area. Our library director is retiring. You saw a newspaper article about this last week. And the library board has made a selection for the replacement of Inga Wade. Inga has been at the helm for quite a few years now. She's also with the city of Monterey, also for a longer time. So she's a real understanding member of our team, understands the DNA of our city, the networks, the mutual respect, etc. So it will be sad to see her leave by the end of July. And having said all that, she will be retiring and moving out of the area. We wish her all the best. Of course, the new library director will be coming in and starting on August 16th. So we have about a 2-week period where we do not have a library director. Ned Roshana Sathira, our assistant city manager, will be the interim library director and will ensure that we do not screw up too badly in those 14 days when we do not have a library director on site. So we will make a separate announcement about the library director, and hopefully everything works out. We are just in the last phases of a hiring process, and as you can imagine, that includes a lot of different checkpoints to ensure that the person who comes to the city in that position is not just qualified but also thoroughly vetted. So this person will start on August 16. Talking about the library, they are in full swing. There are a lot of programs that you can enjoy there. So check out the library and join their programs. All of our programs, including Parks and Recreation, are very, very well attended. For some of the programs, we actually have waiting lists. And why we have waiting lists? Because we cannot create new additional programs because we don't have enough part-time staff to help us organize all that. So, however, having said all that, library has still openings in the programs, and please make sure that if you're interested in that, join them. Homeless encampments. We received a lot of, quite a number of emails from residents who expressed their concerns about homeless encampments on our beach, especially, of course, Del Monte Beach. We are responding to every single email, and our police has done an outstanding job in explaining the circumstances with respect to what the city can actually do and cannot do on those encampments. So we are working also on creating a fact sheet that we want to post on the website, so you can also take a look at that and find out what the city can do and not do. And our hands are basically, I don't want to say tied, but our movements are restricted to the extent that the court systems have made several rulings, and also one key ruling, Martin versus Boise, and that basically sets the tone of what we can legally do and not do. I would encourage you to read the fact sheet. I would encourage you to email us to let us know, because again, we need, the elected officials need to hear from you. Ultimately, the laws of the land are made by our elected officials. And I suggest you also connect with your elected official and ask him or her what they want to do. Do equally with the candidates, connect with them as well, and look at that. What does somebody who wants to run for local office, county office, state office, national office, what do they think about the challenges that you see, that we see day in and day out in our cities and also in our beaches? So what solutions are out there? So I encourage you to elevate your concerns locally. Again, we are doing what we can do, and we will continue also to partner with Caltrans and other agencies to find solutions, and also to do cleanups, because those encampments also are oftentimes accompanied by the proportionate waste and litter that surrounds those encampments. Last item that I wanted to talk to you about is the current COVID pandemic. The BA.5 variant is really nasty. It is very highly infectious. It attacks also folks in the who are vaccinated in a much more infectious way than any other variant before. Last week, I think I saw a record high of 28 folks in the Montage Health Hospital who were in COVID. Yesterday, that number had shrunk to 22, but we see also a very, very small uptick in users of the ICU, and also a very small uptick of fatalities caused by COVID again. I encourage all of you, wear your mask. If you don't know the person you're talking to or you have doubts, wear your mask here at City Hall, even in our small office here. When we are communicating over a longer period of time, or just communicating, we are putting our mask on and trying to protect ourselves and protect others from that. So I can tell you, here at City Hall, we have quite a number of cases with respect to COVID infections, and it has not really slowed down. It has really not sped up yet. But the issue for me is it's still there, and you hear about people attending birthday parties, graduation parties, or weddings, and then a couple of days later, people call in sick. So be totally cautious. I think from the public health perspective here, all our city offices will require you to wear a mask, and also strongly encourage that our commissioners also wear the mask when they sit at the dais, just because it's still going around, and unfortunately, we have to deal with this one way or another. We'll continue to make public service announcements through our own channels. If you follow us on social media, you see that those other folks that are non-believers are continuing to challenge us on some of the measures that we are proposing. So we will hold the line, and we'll continue to do the right thing, and advocate for conscientious mask wearing, etc. You're responsible for yourself. Be sure to wear a mask when you go to Trader Joe's or to Costco or to whoever else you're going to. With all of that, that's all what I have for today. I hope you found some information valuable today. Again, if you have any questions, please shoot me an email. Dan, I appreciate you listening in this morning. Hope you have a great day. See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.